For 40 years, Elena's flower shop had been her pride and joy, a sanctuary she built with her own two hands after her husband Antonio's passing. It was more than a business. It was where she felt closest to him, where every rose carried the memory of his smile. When her son Marco, his wife Sophia, and their two children moved in temporarily after Marco lost his job, Elena welcomed them with tears of joy. "My home is your home," she whispered, hugging them tightly. Finally, the empty rooms would be filled with laughter again. At first, it was a blessing. Sophia helped in the shop, Marco fixed a leaky faucet, and the children, Luca and Mia, filled her heart with their sticky-fingered hugs. But slowly, the help turned into a quiet takeover. It started with Sophia rearranging Elena's prize display window. "It's too old-fashioned, mamita," she said with a dismissive wave. Then Marco began taking cash from the register. "Just borrowing a little, Ma, for the kids." One night, as Elena trimmed stems, Marco approached her with a tablet. "Mum, Sophia and I have been thinking, the shop hours are too long for you." His voice was gentle, but his eyes were distant. "We've made a new schedule." Elena's hands trembled as she read it. 5 a.m., receive delivery. 6 a.m., process flowers alone. 7 a.m., open shop. By 10 a.m., retire to upstairs to rest. Her beloved shop, her life's work, reduced to a chore list? I don't understand," she stammered, tears welling up. "It's for your own good," Sophia said, patting her shoulder without warmth. "At your age, you need less stress." Then came the final blow. "We're moving you to the back room, mamita," Sophia announced brightly. "The master bedroom gets better light for the kids to study." The back room was a tiny storage space next to the clanging water heater. As Elena moved her few belongings, Antonio's photograph, her wedding quilt, she cried silent, heaving sobs. This was her home. How had she become a guest in it? One afternoon, she overheard Luca telling his friend, "My grandma works for us. She does the early shift before we even wake up, ha-ha." The casual ha-ha pierced Elena's heart deeper than any angry word could have. To her grandson, she was just the help. That night, lying in her narrow bed, the hum of the water heater felt like the hum of shame. She clutched Antonio's picture. "Oh, Antonio, I've let them prune me down to nothing." She cried until her pillow was damp, a deep, grieving sadness for the woman she had somehow lost. But as dawn broke, painting the sky rose gold, a flicker of anger ignited, clean and hot. "No more!" She called her old friend, Lawyer Gabriel. In his office, her voice broke as she told him everything. "It feels like they're burying me alive in my own shop, Gabe." "Elena," he said gently, pushing a box of tissues toward her, "what they're doing is wrong, and we're going to stop it." With a plan in place, she called her family meeting. Her heart pounded like a trapped bird. "We need to talk about the shop's future," she began, her voice surprisingly steady. Marco and Sophia smiled. Small, expectant smiles. They thought she was finally surrendering. "I've seen a lawyer," Elena continued, watching their smiles freeze. "If you want to stay and work here, it will be with formal jobs, and you will pay rent for the apartment." The room erupted. "Rent?" Marco shouted, face red. "I'm your son! After all we've done for you?" Sophia burst into dramatic tears. "We left our lives to come care for you. This is how you repay us? With cruelty?" Elena felt her own tears coming, tears of exhaustion, of years of swallowed pain. But she held on, clinging to Gabriel's advice and the fierce, fragile ember of her own self-respect. Moving day for Marco and Sophia arrived. As they packed, the air was thick with a sour mix of anger and sadness. But when Luca ran up and hugged Elena's legs, crying, "Don't make us go, Grandma!" she almost broke. She knelt, hugging him tight, her tears mixing with his. "I love you, my sweet boy. This isn't a goodbye to you, just to how things were." The silence after they left was deafening. Elena wandered the empty apartment, sobbing, great, shuddering cries of grief, relief, and terrible loneliness. But slowly, spring came. She hired Lily, a bubbly art student with a passion for peonies. Lily's laughter, "Ha ha, this carnation has attitude," began to heal the shop's wounds. Together, they created a beautiful website. The first online order made her do a little happy cry. One Saturday, Luca and Mia visited. They made messy bouquets at the work table, their hands sticky with sap and joy. Luca looked up and said, "I like it better now, Grandma. You smile more." Elena's eyes filled with happy tears. Months later, the doorbell jingled. It was Marco, holding a single, perfect sunflower. He looked older, softer. "Hey, Ma." He shifted his weight. "I got a job. A good one. Management." He swallowed hard. "Sophia and I are in counseling, talking about everything." He held out the flower, his own eyes glistening. "I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I was ashamed of needing help, and I took it out on you." Elena took the sunflower, the symbol of adoration she'd taught him as a boy. All the hurt, the loneliness, the sadness welled up, but this time it was washed away by a tidal wave of relief and love. She pulled her son into a tight embrace, and they both cried, cleansing, hopeful tears for the future. As Marco left, promising to bring the kids next weekend, Elena placed the sunflower in the front window. The afternoon light caught its golden face. Her shop was hers. Her heart was healing. She had weathered the long, sad winter, and now she was finally blooming again.